Take a great big breath tonight and let today be done. Remember, in through your nose, fill up your belly, hold it, and then when you let it out through your mouth, just let everything go, all the stress and worries from the day. Here we go. Fill up your belly, hold it. Keep holding. Let it all go. Get snuggly, because tonight we are going to read The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. Chapter 1. A Ride Through the Sky. Dorothy lived with her Uncle Henry and Aunt Em on a small farm in Kansas. The house had only one room, which they used for everything. There was a cellar under the house. It was a cyclone shelter. Every year in Kansas there were cyclones, which were great winds that went round and round in circles. They did a lot of damage, and people sometimes died in these winds. There were empty fields on all sides of the house. There were no trees or houses, and the earth was baked dry by the sun. Life was very hard on the farm. Uncle Henry and Aunt Em were not old, but they looked old because the sun and wind made their skin dry. The hard work took away their happiness, and they never laughed or even smiled. Dorothy did not often laugh either. Sometimes, though, her little dog Toto made her laugh. She often played with him, and she loved him very much. On this day, she was not playing with him, however. Instead, she was standing at the door of the house, looking at the sky. It was very dark, and there was a whistling sound in the air. Uncle Henry said, "There is a cyclone coming. I'll put the animals in the shed." He ran out of the house to the shed. Aunt Em came to the door and looked at the sky. "Quickly, Dorothy," she shouted. "Go to the cellar." Aunt Em ran to the door of the cellar and opened it. Dorothy picked up Toto and ran to the cellar door. Before she could climb down the ladder into the cellar, a great wind picked up the house. It turned round and round and round, and then carried them high into the sky. It was not very dark. Dorothy felt as if she were riding through the sky. She held on to Toto and crawled under her bed, where she stayed for several hours. Then, although the house was still moving, she fell asleep. When she woke up, she did not know how much later. The house was on the ground. It was in a field full of flowers, and there were hundreds of beautifully colored birds flying about and singing. Not far away, there was a stream with clear, fresh water. Dorothy was still under her bed. She got up and left the house. She was surprised to see 3 little men and a little woman walking toward her. They were very strangely dressed. The men's clothes were blue, as were their hats, but the woman's clothes were white and had little stars all over them. When they saw Dorothy, they walked up to her and bowed. "Welcome to the land of the Munchkins," one of the little men said. "We thank you for killing the Wicked Witch of the East. Now our people are free." "I'm afraid you are making a mistake," Dorothy said. "I didn't kill any witch." "Your house did," one of the little men said. "Look!" He pointed to the house. Dorothy saw 2 feet sticking out from under it. "Oh!" Dorothy exclaimed. "The house fell on her. What can I do?" "There is nothing to do," the little woman said. "The Wicked Witch of the East is dead, and the Munchkins are grateful to you." "Are you a Munchkin?" Dorothy asked. "No, but I am the friend," the little woman said. "I am the Witch of the North." "Oh!" exclaimed Dorothy. "Are you a real witch?" "Yes, but I am not like the Wicked Witch of the East. I am a good witch, and the people love me. I am not as powerful as the Wicked Witch, though. That is why I couldn't set the Munchkins free." "I thought all witches were wicked," Dorothy said. "Oh, no. In the land of Oz, there are 4 witches. 2 of them are good, and they live in the north and south. 2 of them are bad, and they live in the east and west. Now there is only one bad witch left. She lives in the west. But tell me, do you have witches and wizards where you come from?" "We used to have them, I think," Dorothy said, "but we don't have them now." "We have them because we are a long way from anywhere," the little woman said. "We are not very civilized." "I see," Dorothy said. "Tell me about the wizards." "Oz himself is the great wizard. He is the most powerful wizard, and he lives in the City of Emeralds." Dorothy wanted to ask more questions, but the little woman suddenly pointed to the witch's feet under the house. "Look," she said with a laugh. "They are dried up." She took off the witch's silver shoes. "You can have these," she said. "There is some kind of magic in them, but I don't know what it is." Dorothy took the shoes and went into the house. She put the shoes on the table and then came outside again. She said, "I'd like to go back to my home in Kansas. Do you know how to get there?" The little people looked at one another and shook their heads. "To the east and the south," one of the little men said, "there is only desert, and the south is the land of the Quadlings." "I think it's the same in the west," another of the little men said, "and that's where a wicked witch lives." "The north is our home," the little woman said. "You must live with us." "But I don't want to," Dorothy objected. "I want to go home." She started to cry. The little people looked at one another. Then the woman said, "The best thing for you to do is go to the City of Emeralds. The great wizard is a good man, and perhaps he will help you." "But how do I get there?" Dorothy asked. "You must follow the yellow brick road. It's a long walk, but you'll be all right," the little woman said. She gave Dorothy a kiss and then disappeared. Chapter 2. The Journey Begins. Dorothy went back into the house and looked for something to eat. She was hungry, and so was Toto. She ate some bread and butter and then went down to the stream for some water to drink. Then she changed into a blue and white dress and put a bonnet on her head. She looked at her feet. She was wearing old leather shoes. They weren't very comfortable, so she tried on the witch's silver shoes. They fitted her perfectly. Then she put some bread in a basket and said to Toto, "Now we're ready for our journey to the City of Emeralds." She left the house and started walking. Soon she came to the yellow brick road. As she walked along, people came out of their farmhouses and bowed to her. They knew she was the girl who killed the Wicked Witch of the East. Toward evening, she came to a house that was bigger than all the others. Men and women were dancing on the grass in front of it. 5 men were playing violins. There were tables full of food. A man came up to her. "Welcome," he said. "My name is Buck. I am a munchkin. You are a good witch." "I'm not a witch," Dorothy said. "I'm just a girl." "But you are wearing white," Buck said. "Good witches wear white." "My dress is blue and white," Dorothy said. "And that is why we know you are our friend. Blue is the favorite color of the Munchkins." Dorothy had no answer to this, so she said, "I am very tired. May I rest here?" "Of course," Box said, and took her to a bedroom. Dorothy fell asleep immediately. In the morning, Bach gave her a good breakfast and said, "How can we help you?" "You can tell me how to get to the City of Emeralds," Dorothy said. "I don't know," Bach said. "None of us ever goes there. I do know, though, that the road is long and dangerous." "I have to see the Wizard of Oz," Dorothy explained. "Only he can tell me how to get home to Kansas." She left Bach and his friends and continued on her journey. She soon came to a cornfield. There was a scarecrow in it. It was on a pole. Its head was a bag full of straw. It had eyes, ears, a nose, and a mouth painted on it. Its clothes were very old and blue in color. As she looked at it, one of its eyes closed and then opened again. "The scarecrow winked at me," Dorothy thought. Then the scarecrow nodded its head at her in a friendly way. She went into the field and walked up to it. "Good day," the scarecrow said. "Did you speak?" Dorothy asked. "I did. And how are you today?" "I'm very well, thank you," Dorothy said. "And you?" "I don't like it on this pole," the scarecrow said. "Can you lift me down?" "I'll try," Dorothy said. She lifted the scarecrow up and pulled him off the pole. Then she said, "Can you tell me the way to the City of Emeralds?" "I can't tell you anything," the scarecrow said. "I don't know anything. My head is full of straw. I don't have any brains." "I feel sorry for you," Dorothy told him. "If you'll come with me to the Wizard of Oz, I'll ask him to help you. Perhaps he can give you some brains." "I'll come with you," the scarecrow said, "and I'll carry your basket for you." "Thank you," Dorothy said. "There's one thing I am afraid of," the scarecrow said, "and I want you to know it. I am afraid of fire. So please don't use any matches anywhere near me." "I won't," Dorothy said, and she continued her journey accompanied by the scarecrow. They walked all day, and by nightfall they were both tired. The scarecrow said, "I can see a cottage through the trees. Let's go and ask if we can stay the night." There was no one in the cottage, so Dorothy, Toto, and the scarecrow lay down on a bed of leaves and were soon asleep. The next morning, Dorothy and Toto had some bread for breakfast. Then they continued on their journey. Before long, they saw a man standing in front of a tree. He had an axe beside him, but he was not moving. He was made completely of tin. Toto barked and tried to bite the Tin Man's legs, but the metal hurt his teeth. The Tin Woodman groaned. "Did you groan?" Dorothy asked him. "Yes, I did," the Tin Woodman replied. "What is the matter?" Dorothy asked him. "I'm made of metal," the Tin Woodman said. "My joints are rusty. I cannot move my arms and legs." "Can I help you?" Dorothy asked. "Yes. Run back to the cottage where you stayed the night. You'll find an oil can there. Bring it here and oil my joints." Dorothy did as the Tin Woodman asked, and soon she was putting oil in the joints of his arms, legs, and neck. "That's better," the Tin Woodman said. "Now I can move. Thank you very much. May I ask where you are going?" "We are going to visit the Wizard of Oz in the City of Emeralds," Dorothy said. "If he is a real wizard, perhaps he can give me a heart," the Tin Woodman said. "Perhaps he can," Dorothy replied. "We're hoping he can give Scarecrow brains. But tell me, why are you made of tin?" "It's a long story," the Tin Woodman said. "But the Wicked Witch of the East is to blame. She put a spell on me to please an old woman whose daughter I wanted to marry. The old woman didn't want her daughter to marry. She wanted her to stay at home and look after her." "How did she put a spell on you?" Dorothy asked. "She kept making my axe slip when I was cutting wood. I cut my legs, and had to have tin ones. I cut my arms and had to have tin ones. Then my axe slipped again and cut my body in half, and I had to have a tin one. Sadly, I also lost my heart. Now I cannot love anybody." "I'd rather have brains than a heart," the Scarecrow said. "A fool would not know what to do with a heart if he had one." "Well, I'd rather have a heart than brains," the Tin Woodman said. "Brains don't make you happy. Having a heart does."
"I don't know which of you is right," Dorothy said to the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman. "But let's all continue walking to the City of Emeralds, and I hope we can find something to eat. You probably don't eat, but Toto and I must have food, and my basket is now empty."
Chapter 3: Ditches in the Road. Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Woodman continued on their way to the City of Emeralds. Soon they came to a dark forest. Dorothy heard a strange sound and asked,
"What was that?"
"I don't know," the Tin Woodman said. "This part of the world is new to me."
"The Witch of the North told me it was a dangerous journey," Dorothy said.
"Don't be afraid," the Tin Woodman said. "As long as I have my oil can, nothing can hurt me, and nothing can hurt Scarecrow."
"But what about me?" Dorothy asked.
"Did the witch kiss you?" asked the Tin Woodman.
"Yes, on my forehead."
"Then nothing can hurt you," he said.
"But what about Toto? The witch didn't kiss him," Dorothy said.
"True," the Tin Woodman said. "Then we must protect him ourselves." Even as he spoke, there was a great roar, and a lion ran out of the trees and with one great paw knocked over the Scarecrow. Then he struck the Tin Woodman, but his paw did not make a mark on the tin. Seeing Toto, he opened his mouth to bite the little dog.
Toto was very afraid and began to bark. Dorothy quickly picked him up. "Don't you dare hurt my little Toto!" she shouted at the lion and hit him on the nose.
"Ouch!" the lion complained. "Why did you do that? I didn't bite your dog."
"You were going to," Dorothy scolded him. "You're just a big coward."
The lion looked down. "Oh, I know I am," he said sadly, "but I can't help being a coward."
"Why are you a coward?" Dorothy asked the lion.
"I don't know," he replied. "It's a mystery. I'm supposed to be king of the beasts, and all the other animals expect me to be brave."
"But you're not," Dorothy said. "All you can do is frighten little dogs that are smaller than you are."
"I know, and I'm sorry. I'm not brave at all," the lion said.
"Perhaps you're a coward because you have no heart," the Tin Woodman said.
"Or perhaps it's because you have no brains," the Scarecrow said. "We're going to the Wizard of Oz," Dorothy explained, "because we want his help. I need to know the way home to Kansas, Scarecrow needs some brains, and Tin Woodman needs a heart."
"Do you think," the lion asked, "the wizard could give me courage?"
"It's possible," Dorothy said.
"Then may I come with you?" the lion asked.
Dorothy looked at the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman. They both nodded their heads. "Very well," she said. "You'll be most welcome." And with these words, she set off again with the lion walking by her side. They walked on until nightfall. Then they camped under a tree. Dorothy found some nuts. They all slept well during the night and the next morning continued their journey. Before long, they came to a great ditch in the road. The sides were so steep that they could not climb down. "What can we do?" the Scarecrow said.
"I don't know," the Tin Woodman said.
"Neither do I," Dorothy said. "Oh dear, I hope we can find a way to cross this ditch."
"I might be able to jump across it," the lion said.
"And leave us behind?" Dorothy objected. "That's no help."
"Perhaps," the lion said, "I could jump across with you on my back. One at a time, of course."
That's a good idea, Dorothy said.
I'll go first, the Scarecrow said. I'm only made of straw. If I fall off, I won't get hurt.
He jumped on the lion's back. The lion sprang into the air and easily crossed the ditch to the other side. Then he came back for the Tin Woodman and finally for Dorothy and Toto. As soon as they were all safely across the ditch, they continued their journey.
We're now in the land of the Kalidas,
The lion told Dorothy.
They are huge beasts with bodies like bears and heads like tigers. I'm afraid of them.
I'm not surprised, Dorothy said. I'm sure we all are, especially little Toto. And now in front of them was another ditch.
I can't jump across that,
The lion said.
It's much too wide.
I can make a bridge, the Tin Woodman said.
There was a tall tree nearby, and the Tin Woodman began to chop it down with his axe. As he chopped, they heard a noise coming from the forest.
It's the Kalidas, the lion exclaimed. Hurry, Tin Woodman, hurry before they come and eat us.
The Tin Woodman chopped as hard as he could, and suddenly the tree fell across the ditch. The travelers ran across it just in time. The Kalidas were about to cross the bridge, so the Tin Woodman began chopping again. Soon the tree fell away from the side of the ditch. We're safe from the Kalidas, Dorothy said. But I wonder what the next danger will be. Chapter 4. A River and Fields of Flowers. Dorothy and her friends were anxious to get out of the forest as soon as they could, so they hurried along the yellow brick road. It was not long before they came to a wide river. What can we do now? Dorothy exclaimed. There isn't a tree tall enough to fall across this river.
There's no problem, the Scarecrow said. Tin Woodman will use his axe to build a raft.
And this is what the Tin Woodman did. And while he was busy making the raft, Dorothy found some wild fruit and nuts, which she ate hungrily. Then, because it was taking the Tin Woodman a long time to finish the raft, Dorothy lay down and went to sleep. The night passed without any problems, and the next morning the raft was ready. Dorothy sat in the middle with Toto. The lion stood at one end and nearly sank it because he was so big and heavy. The Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman stood at the other end. They both had long poles that they used to push the raft through the water. At first all went well, but then the river became so deep that the poles could not touch the bottom. The Tin Woodman said,
If we cannot stay near the land and the yellow brick road, the Wicked Witch of the West will use her magic and put a spell on us.
And then we won't meet the wizard, and I won't get any brains, the Scarecrow said.
And I won't get a heart, the Tin Woodman said.
And I won't get any courage,
the lion said. And I'll never get home to Kansas, Dorothy said. We must do something. The Scarecrow was able to push the raft to the riverbank. Dorothy, Toto, the lion, and the Tin Woodman got off. Before the Scarecrow could get off, however, the raft moved away from the riverbank and carried the Scarecrow down the river. Dorothy said, Perhaps we'll meet the raft further down the river. The important thing now is to get back to the yellow brick road. The lion and the Tin Woodman agreed, and they set off along the riverbank. It was not long before they saw the Scarecrow. He was holding on to the pole in the middle of the river. There was no sign of the raft. How can we save him? Dorothy asked. The lion and the Tin Woodman shook their heads. Then a stork flew up and said,
Who are you, and where are you going?
Dorothy introduced herself and her friends, and then said, Our friend Scarecrow is stuck on that pole in the middle of the river, and we don't know how to rescue him. Can you help?
He's much too heavy for me to lift and carry, Stork said, even though I am a big bird.
Oh, he's not heavy at all, Dorothy said. He's stuffed with straw.
Oh, I'll see what I can do, Stork said.
He flew toward the Scarecrow and easily lifted him off the pole. Then he flew back with him to the riverbank.
The Scarecrow was very grateful. "If I ever get some brains," he said, "I'll try to do something for you in return." "Oh, that's all right," Stork said. "But I must go now. I have babies to look after." With these words, he spread his wings and flew away. The Scarecrow was very happy to be with his friends again, so he hugged them all, even Toto and the lion. Then they set off once more to find the yellow brick road. They soon came to a field full of many different beautiful flowers, but soon the only plants in the field were bright red poppies. They had a strong scent, which Dorothy breathed in. It quickly made her feel very sleepy.
"I must lie down and rest," she said.
"No," the Tin Woodman said. "If you do that, you will die. These poppies are deadly. You must keep on walking."
Dorothy was so sleepy that she could not walk without help, so the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman carried her.
Then the lion began to feel sleepy. "Run, lion, run!" the Tin Woodman said. "Get out of the poppy field before you fall asleep. You will be too heavy for us to carry."
The lion did as the Tin Woodman asked and was soon out of sight. The Tin Woodman put Toto on Dorothy's lap. The little dog was already asleep. Then they made a chair with their arms and carried Dorothy out of the poppy field. Sadly, they came across the lion at the edge of the field. He was in a deep sleep.
"There is nothing we can do to help Lion," the Tin Woodman said. "Let us hope that in his sleep he dreams that he has found courage."
Why don't we stop there for tonight? Life is a great big adventure, full of wonder and mystery and excitement and sometimes a little danger. But you are brave and you are strong and you can meet all the adventures of life. Have a great night, have great dreams, and go out and face your adventure tomorrow.